Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce and Guns. Let me be the first to say, Happy Ruger 1022 Day. This Sunday is going to be October 22nd, 2017, which makes this the second annual Happy Ruger 1022 Day on the Deuce and Guns channel. Now last year I did a video, I'll put a link up there, but last year I did do a video on basically why I like the Ruger 1022. This year I'm going to be going over all the different extended magazines you can get for your much beloved Ruger 1022s. Now if you're not familiar with the Ruger 1022 design, the stock magazine is a 10-round magazine that sits flush to the bottom of the stock, which is perfect for walking around in the woods, hunting squirrels, things of that nature. But does not do that well for going out to the range and plinking and taking out 10 cans left and right. You need more ammo in a magazine than 10 rounds because it just gets annoying changing out magazines all day long and loading them up. For some reason, Ruger did not like the idea of an extended magazine until very recently. Several aftermarket companies that made these 25-round magazines, and several of them worked great. Some of them worked like crap, but the best of the best back in the day were the Butler Creek with the steel feed lips. The Ruger 1022 uses its feed lips, or the feed lip taking the bullet from the magazine into the chamber, is located on the magazine, not in the receiver. So the feed lips are very important. There's a very unique design there that for a long time, Ruger was the only ones that can make it do well for an extended period of time. You can make it work for a little while, but they got wore out. Now here's an example, the tacticalinc.com. These were the first ones I bought because they were super cheap at the time. This is years and years before Ruger started offering their own design. But these were like 20 bucks a piece back in the day, and it had plastic feed lips. There's a close-up right there. Now I bought these because you could take them apart and clean them, and they offered steel feed lips for, well, it's pretty pricey, but once you wore out your plastic feed lips, you can just take them apart, order the steel feed lips for like 10 or 15 bucks, and then replace them with steel feed lips. And that was great. Now lately I have been having some issues with these because the plastics tends to wear out and it stops feeding correctly. The feed lips are basically just worn out on these. The Butler Creek magazines, they were great, and especially the feed lips that were steel. Now if you got the plastic feed lips, you came up with the same issues that you had with the Tactical Ink issues, and they just wore out quickly. So you could get the steel versions, the steel feed lip versions, but they were expensive. They were like 30 or 40 bucks. I mean, this is 10, 15 years ago. They were 30 or 40 bucks a piece. But what's cool is they do snap together. They got kind of Lego building blocks set up there, and you can snap them together for basically 50 rounds at your fingertips. And then recently, Ruger came out with the BX25, a 25-round magazine. Now this is the double, but they also make a 25-round magazine that's just by itself. And these are basically just as reliable as the old reliable 10-round magazine that comes from the factory, because these are factory magazines. Now they do have some drum magazines, 110, I think there's a 110 round or 100 round drum magazine out there. The drum magazines, they tend to be very finicky, so I've never bought any because they've not been cheap either. One of the issues about all of these 25 round magazines is that they are a bear to load. Now I've done a video on this before, but Butler Creek does have a great magazine loader for these, and it works beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and load up all these magazines. We're going to go down to the range and we're going to test them all out. We're going to see if my Tactical Ink is still working. I did take it apart and lube them up and clean them, so they should work, hopefully. I've not had these out for probably 6 months or so. Of course, I got my ears on my rifle, not on my head. All right, she works. Now, Tactical Ink. There you go, it's in there. Oh, third feed right there. I don't think that's right. Oh, another failed to feed. There you go. That's got it. There we go. Right in. That's good. Flawless. Butler Creek, still free lips. Nice. All right, that loaded up. That was flawless. Alrighty folks, I am back from the range, and I took all 6 of these mags, took them to the range, and emptied them twice. So 50 rounds through each one. And I basically came to the same conclusion I thought I was going to have. The old school tactical ink, which I looked these up, and they don't even offer this version anymore. They have a couple of versions out there, but they're stupid expensive. Don't buy these. The plastic follower is completely worn out. They still work probably 90% of the time, but they are worn out. And now I can replace those. I can replace that feed lip up there with a steel feed lip that they do offer for about 15 bucks a piece. But I can buy a Butler Creek mag that's brand new and has steel feed lips already on it for 10 bucks a piece. So why would I spend 15 to repair something that's already kind of broken? You can see there's a close-up of where I have found some cracks and breaks around all the screw joints. These are on their way out. Why would I spend another 15 bucks to make the feed lips renewed when the rest of it's going to fall apart anyway? Okay, number one, the Ruger BX25 was extremely reliable. Second point, the Butler Creek with the steel feed lips, also extremely reliable. I cannot tell a difference on how reliable they were. The only real difference is the fact that the BX25, the plastic, is much thicker. It's a much stronger plastic. I don't know if it's got some... it's a different type of material, obviously, because this is clear and that's kind of chintzy feeling. Whereas the BX25 mag is made out of the same plastic that they make their 10-round magazines out of, which is extremely strong and stiff. I'm not sure if it's got any glass fiber in it, but it's there to last, basically. And number two, the Ruger BX25 does have the screws in there where you can take them apart and clean them. The Butler Creek is basically a throwaway job. When they start getting crapped out, you can push something in there and spray some stuff down there to clean it out, but these are not coming apart. These are glued together or seamed together, welded together, whatever. But you can make the argument that these are the value leader because you can get these for 10 bucks a piece. So 25 round mag, steel feed lips, 10 bucks a piece from CDNN Sports. I'll leave the link in the description below the video. That's where I bought both of these from. The Ruger BX25, you can get these for 20 bucks a piece, or if you get the dual model like this, it's a solid 30 bucks for 2 ends that do not come apart. In conclusion, what does Deuce recommend that you get for your 1022 extended magazine needs? Well, first of all, tactical ink. Forget these guys. At one point in history, they did provide a reasonably priced product that was pretty good. And then they kind of stopped doing that. I don't know what happened there, but they pretty much just dropped the ball. So don't buy these. They don't even offer this model anymore. And the one they do offer is like 35 or 40 bucks. So screw that. Forget that altogether. Just crap. So if you want to buy something that will pretty much outlast all the competitors, the factory Ruger BX25 mags will last as longer than anything else out there on the market. But if you want to save money, if you know you're going to be breaking this, you're going to be like slogging through the woods, you're going to be breaking this off because you can't snag this and just break it right off the neck right there. That used to be pretty common. These are a little bit better, a little bit more rugged, so that takes a pretty good hit to do that, but you still can break these. So if you know you're rough on your product, or you just want some extra just to throw in a range bag, the Butler Creek, they were just as reliable. They won't last as long. The plastic is cheaper, and it's not going to handle as many bumps and bruises as the BX25 will, but it was just as reliable out of the box. You know, the steel feed lips are just as good. And these are 10 bucks. And now one thing that's absent from this video is the 1022 drum magazines that are out there. I didn't get one because I've never had one before, and I've heard they are finicky and they do jam a lot. If you have one of those and you have a great experience with that, let me know where you got it or what brand it is, because I'd love to give that a shot at some point. I just did not have one today. So go ahead and do that. And remember, I do a live stream every Tuesday. It's going to be at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I think I'll be reloading this week or next week. Well, guys, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and go up subscribe because a lot more is on the way. And if you have any comments, questions, or show ideas, leave that in the comment box below the video. I try to get as many of those as possible, so go ahead and chat or ask away. And as always, you guys have a great day. See ya.